Well, hello and welcome to I Love Gay today. And we are with someone that I have come to know. We've been on the road and at various conferences over the years, but I'm here with Tammi Wallace from Houston. How are you, Tammi?
I am doing well. Thank you so much for the invitation to join you.
Oh, it's so great to see you because, over all these years, whether it was an NGLCC convention or even just some of the events that have gone on in Houston, but whenever there's an LGBT component in business, you are there.
I try to be and represent our chamber very well, and it's always good to see your face. And it's been we've known each other for quite a few years now.
We have, but no, you're
Yeah.
for those that very small number that doesn't know, but you're the co-founder and president of the Greater Houston LGBT Chamber of Commerce, and yeah, just what was what was the impetus? I mean, I take it that you probably saw an opportunity and a need, and you decided to go ahead and start making that happen.
Yeah, well, imagine back up to really 2015 when we started, when we realized we needed to first, launch a chamber. But imagine in a state as large as Texas, and there's an LGBTQ plus chamber in Austin and Dallas and San Antonio, but very, very obvious it's missing in Houston. So I came together with our other co-founder Gary Wood, and we wanted to launch a chamber. But the big picture with us launching the chamber was not just needing a chamber and other cities having it, but what we saw is that the LGBTQ plus business community was not only not represented in our city and in our region, but when you don't have representation, you don't have a seat at the table. And if you don't have a seat at the table, you don't have a voice. So we said we need to change that.
Yeah. Well, change it you did because I know that even when I follow you and the chamber on pretty much all social media, but the activities and the programs, you guys are just so active out there and really kind of bringing together parts of the business community that sometimes I don't even think a lot of us even thought would be great candidates for it, but that you guys have brought them in.
Yeah, I often say about the chamber, and particularly with an LGBTQ plus chamber, and I think this goes for other diverse chambers, we're at this intersection of business and community. So it creates such a unique opportunity for us to bring, different constituencies together to advocate, not just for businesses, but for the community as a whole. So, for us, whether it's our small businesses, our mom and moms and our pop and pops, or our large corporate partners working with their employee resource groups, for example, or just young professionals. There's so much opportunity around this chamber work, and all focused really on economic inclusion.
Well, what I do love is that was it just this year? You guys were the NGLCC Rising Star Affiliate Chamber.
Yes. Huge honor. I mean, to be recognized, at a national level for the work we've been doing. We launched in officially in 2016. So to
Okay.
be not only recognized, but with an award from the National LGBT Chamber of Commerce, but then for the Rising Star to really acknowledge the work that we have been doing and really working so hard to ensure representation. It's incredibly meaningful, and it certainly does on a lot of levels validate what we've been doing since 2016.
Yeah, and even in your professional life outside the chamber though, but it's all kind of related, isn't it? I know within focus group and focus strategies, but
Yeah.
kind of
Yep.
everything I've ever seen you doing is D&I, LGBT training and so forth. But do you,
Yeah.
does that kind of fit in very nicely for you as well?
Yeah, my background, I often say I'm not a jack of all trades, but a Jill of many trades. And my background includes, I've done a lot of political government work. I was the chief of staff for a state representative for many years, did a voter ID project. But before that, I brought 13 years of financial experience background in like Bank of America, Mellon Bank, Nations Bank. So, informed by all that corporate work and then getting into the political work, which is what helped me kind of cut my teeth. I've been active in the LGBTQ plus community for over 2 decades.
Yeah.
And so, doing this work around, that so hinges on, of course, supporting our businesses, but the way we do that is certainly around the advocacy work. We filed a lawsuit, right, against the drag ban bill
Yeah.
to stand up, for our businesses and our community and our performers. So all of that, it truly has with the chamber work, it's come full circle in a lot of ways. It is, whether it's my unique network from all of those different roles that I've had. I even worked for KIPP Public Charter Schools for a number of years. So, that bringing all those aspects into the work what we're doing, I think has informed the work and the strategy that I've helped cultivate with the organization.
But even on the, the personal side, I know that with Outsmart Magazine, you're the favorite female LGBTQ community heroes.
Yes.
They just keep coming.
Yes, a huge, huge honor to be recognized. And, I mean, when your community recognizes you, I mean, that is a vote of the readers of Outsmart. It's an incredible, incredible honor. I was actually in 2011, I think I was the female Grand Marshal for our Pride Parade. Those are the most meaningful, right? Because your community is the one that's casting those votes and acknowledging the work that you're doing on their behalf, right?
Yeah.
And so when my career is all said and done one of these days, I will look back and those will be the most special moments because it's why I do the work for our community.
Yeah. But when you and I have spoken in the past and even recently, we were talking about, there was a life you had before being in Houston. And so, but what was it? You're from Mississippi, correct?
I am from Mississippi. I
Yeah.
grew up, I was born in Memphis, raised right across the state line in a small town called, it used to be small, not anymore. It's one of the fastest growing counties, but South Haven. So it's a suburb of Memphis.
Yeah.
But I actually moved to Houston when I was 17 to go to Bible school.
Wow.
I was involved in a very fundamentalist religion. I thought I was going to marry a missionary and, head off to another country. And there were other plans. Call it divine intervention, the universe. But what's so interesting is the church that I was involved with, they had a much more popular Bible school in Jackson, Mississippi. And so the school here in Houston, I had a good friend about a year before I graduated. My best friend at the time, she came to Houston to go to Bible school here. And I visited with her parents that summer. And I said, oh, well, I'm going to go to Houston because she's there. So imagine the trajectory, right? If I'd wound up in Jackson versus Houston,
Yep.
What a different world. And I'm so grateful because not only do I get to do this chamber work for, our community and our businesses, but I love this city. I love this city and to help put a good light on just what I think is one of the best kept secrets, and that's Houston.
I think Houston is very lucky that, that you made that choice so many years ago.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
But no, I think it's amazing. And that, like I said, because I've come to know you over the years. And so I think it's great that you've been able to kind of just share a little bit of your story so that some folks, like I said, those few that don't know who you are can get a better sense of you. And mostly I look forward to being able to reconnect in the real world again soon.
I know that'll be great. So I always look forward to the conference and of course seeing people like you. It's a special treat every year. So
I think the next one's in Palm Springs. So how can we miss it?
I know. I think that's right, and I know it's going to be a great. You could just feel the energy this past year. People were so happy to be back together, and I love that community that we've cultivated across the country, and with my colleagues, other affiliate leaders. I have such incredible respect for the work they're doing in their markets, and we learn from each other. We share, and then of course the NGLCC doing remarkable work at the national level. This is truly, truly incredible work to be involved in at this time and at this place, but particularly for us in Texas, considering all of the attacks that we faced, to be, focused on the business aspect. It's really important that we're doing the work.
I agree. Being on the front lines, you in Florida, so we need you there.
Yes. Boots on the ground.
Exactly. Well, thanks so much, and thanks. I look forward to seeing you again soon.
Man, I appreciate it. Thank you. Talk to you soon.
So good.